Very good morning class. Today standard 9th will learn a story, a chapter in English in moment. And today is part 1. In this lecture we will discuss the part 1 of third chapter Iswaran the storyteller. Okay, let's start. Ishwaran, the storyteller, the writer of this chapter is R.K. Lakshman. Now we will discuss important meanings that will be very helpful for you during explanation of this chapter. I have done some of the important meanings. Like first, mining means digging. Okay, mining is done for the especially for the minerals which stays exist in the earth crust or in the deep or in the depth of the earth. So mining has been is done to collect minerals. Ill-equipped, lacking facility means if there is a lacking of facility in any infrastructure in any company, then it can be said that the infrastructure is ill-equipped. Third is leisurely. Leisurely means with comfort. Are you leisure with it? Are you comfortable with it? Something like this. Muttering. Muttering is a slow voice like murmuring. We can also use this word murmuring. Enormous means huge. Dramatic is full of drama, simple. Anecdotes means stories. Anecdotes means stories. Now, summon means order. So, here I have written all the important meanings. Now, let's go to the chapter to understand what's there in the chapter. The chapter title is Ishwaran the Storyteller, written by R.K. Lakshman. Now let's start. Ishwaran, the storyteller, in the moment of chapter 3. Yes. The story was narrated to Ganesh by a young man, Mahendra by name. The story is about, this is narrated by, this is spoken by, this is introduced by Mahendra. Mahendra to Ganesh. He was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered on hire supervisors at various types of construction sites, factories, bridge, dam and so on. Mahendra's job was to keep an eye on the activities at the work site. Mahendra was a supervisor on a construction site. He used to offer job and hire supervisors in construction fields like dam, factory, industry and etc. etc. So the first of all this responsibility was to keep an eye on the activities that was conducting and that was carrying out by the other supervisors. He had to keep moving from one place to every place every now and then. Then as ordered by his head office, from a coal mining area to a railway bridge construction site. From there, after a few months, to a chemical plant which was coming up somewhere. Means his job was like keeping an eye on something. Means what? Go means suppose he has to move from one place to another place. He has to grow from one place to another place in order to inspection only, for the inspection purpose only. As the head office used to suggest him, used to order him that you have to go to the railway station for the construction, whether check that the construction procedure is going very well or not. And after that chemical plant, he have to report. I think he has to submit the report also that I have visited on this date and I have inspected this much activities. So his job was like this. He was a bachelor. And his needs were simple and he was able to adjust himself to all kinds of odd conditions, whether it was an ill-equipped circuit house or a makeshift canvas tent in the middle of the storm. world. See, suppose there may be chances that he has to stay or night out at particular place. So he was, as he was a bachelor, he was very well, equipped in himself. So if there is a problem like lack of facility or ill-equipped or any problem, he was capable of facing the obstacles like electric circuit house. If he has electric circuit, he'll stay in it, and also makeshift canvas tent. If suppose he has to make a canvas tent in the quarry, then also he was very well. But one asset he had to work, he had was his cook. Ishwar, he has Ishwar. The cook was quite attached to the Mahendra and followed him uncomplainingly wherever he was posted. He cooked for Mahendra, washed his clothes, and chatted away with his master at night. He could weave out endless stories and anecdotes on the varied subjects. Yes, now our hero Ishwaran is introduced. Ishwaran was the cook of Mahendra. Ishwaran was the cook of Mahendra. Wherever Mahendra goes, Ishwar goes with him. He used to cook for him, wash clothes, and many more necessary activities that should be completed. It was done by the Ishwaran only. Okay, and at night also they used to talk and discuss and used to say stories and many more. Ishwaran also had an amazing capacity of produce vegetables and cooking ingredients. Seemingly out of nowhere in the middle of desolate landscape with no shops visible for miles around, he would miraculously conjure up the most delicious dish made with fresh vegetables within an hour of arriving the zinc sheet shelter at the new workplace. Means, suppose if the Mahindra has to go some place like there the place does not have any advanced facility or any basic facility also. So then also Ishwaran was that person who used to cook very delicious food within an hour. Whether the materials are available or not, nearby and far away, then also he was very capable of doing such things. And Mahendra would be up early in the morning. Yes, Mahendra would be up early in the morning and leave for work after breakfast, carrying some prepared food with him. Meanwhile, Ishwaran would tidy up with the shed, wash the clothes, and have necessary bath, pouring several buckets of water over his head, muttering a prayer with all the while. So this is the story of the morning. This is the beginning of the morning. Mahendra. Mahendra used to wake up in the morning and after breakfast used to take up some prepared foods with him for the lunch. And after that, after a while, Ishwaran used to clean up all his clothes, wash up all his clothes, and prepare foods and whatever basic necessities, activities, and then he take a bath with muttering a prayer, means speaking prayer in a low language. It would be lunchtime by then. After eating, he would read for a while before dozing off. The book was usually some popular Tamil thriller running up to hundreds of pages. Its imaginative description and narrative flourish would hold Ishwaran a trap. Yes. In the after lunchtime, after having lunch, Ishwaran likes to read news or magazines and storybooks. So here, storybooks has been discovered. See, no, the storybooks has been showed or discussed. That he used to read the story, and that was a Tamil story, and it was thrilling. So he was very frightened, very excited. His own descriptions were greatly influenced by the Tamil authors that he read. When he was narrating even the smallest of incidents, he would try to work in suspense and a surprise ending into account. The story was such a thrill that each and every steps and episodes were, like a surprise element. Each and every episode contains a surprise element. So that was the thing that Ishwaran likes more. And he also likes the writing procedure of the author of Tamil author. He would try, for example, instead of saying what that he had come across on uprooted tree on highway, he would say the eyebrows suitably arched and hands with a dramatic gesture. He was when he used to narrate this story. So he was not just explain the statements. He was trying to express the point in a suspensive manner. Suppose a statement is being given, I will read for you, but let me explain you first of all that storytelling was it was like art for him, so he took that art very seriously. While the story has been read, that should be read in a proper indirect speech. But he gives figure of speech and a poetic effect to make the sentence more suspense. So let me take an example. When if the line is instead of saying line is that he had came across an uprooted tree on the highway, he would say the eyebrows are suitably arched and the hands held up on a dramatic gesture, in a dramatic gesture. So here he gives a echo sound, surprising element in the statement. So the person who is hearing the story may get frightened for this after hearing this, and he or she will understand more, will take more and more traction. Interest. The road was deserted and I was all alone. Suddenly I spotted something that looked like an enormous bushy fish lying sprawling across the road. I was half inclined and turned to go away. But as I came closer, I saw that there was a fallen tree with its dry branches spread out. Mahendra would stretch himself back in the canvas chair and listen to Swaran's tales uncritical. Swaran was used to say stories. So he used to tell story to Mahendra and in a dramatic effect. Once a line he expressed that in a desert area, in the far distance, there is not a single person that was visible on the road in the area, and there was something big, enormous beast or something. It was there. So he realized that some kind of animal is there. So he walked away, but then he again walked towards that beast, and after going closer to that beast, he realized that it's just a big tree which is fall down. So this was the scenario, and this Mahendra, the supervisor, he was stretching his hand and he was listening the story of Ishwar Chacha, and without critical. So this was the bonding between Ishwaran and Mahendra. Mahendra was supervisor, simple man, bachelor. Ishwar was a great person, like Ishwar, Bhagavan. He used to cook food, make lunch, take bath, read story, and a simple super life. So, see, this was the bonding that we have discussed. Now, move on. The place I came from is famous for timber. Iswaran wood began. There is a rich wood forest all around. The logs are hauled on the lorries by elephant. Means Ishwaran would begin. A place that came from is famous for timber. Now Ishwaran narrates the story in a poetic effect, as we know, that he said Ishwaran would begin. There is a rich wood forest all around. Rich wood forest is what? A forest which has lots of woods, lots of trees inside. The logs are hauled. Logs are hauled on the lorries of the limit. Means the elephant was like murmuring. It was moving here and there. They were huge, well-fed big beasts. When they turn into wild, even the most experienced Mahout is not able to control the Mahat. After his prologue, Ishwaran would launch into elaborate anecdote involving an elephant. Now it was an elephant, a big beast, as it is very calm and silent animal. But when he gets wild, because he becomes wild, then it's very difficult. It would be very difficult for Mahavat, not Mahat. The person who rides elephant is called Mahavat. He owns and he take cares for elephant. So when the elephant gets disturbed or he gets frightened, he will become wild, and after that Mahavat could also can never control elephant in a proper way. Now the Ishwaran will tell the story of this Mahavat and this elephant. One day a tusker escaped from the timber yard and began to roam about, stamping on bushes, tearing up wild creepers, and breaking branches at will. Now, story says that once one day a tusker means an elephant, right? Elephant, he break, escaped from a timber means he escaped from a forest, and he was not escaping. I'm not that I will not allow the word that he's escaping. He was wandering around the forest and suddenly he moves out of the forest. That was a simple statement from a timber yard and began to yes, that's the experiment. But it was not a forest, he was not in the forest something, it was a timber yard, a yard which is made up of timber, and the boundaries are made up of wood and something like that. So he was there and suddenly he escaped from timber. He's not in jungle or forest, he is in a local area in a village. So he was in a timber and suddenly he escaped from timber, and stamping on bushes means stamping means what, putting his leg, that big beast leg was bushes, tearing up wild creepers and breaking branches at all. You know, sir, how an elephant behaves when it goes mad. You know how an elephant will behave if it goes mad. Iswaran would get so caught up in the excitement of his own story that he would get up from the floor and jump about, stamping his feet in admiration of that mad elephant. See, here the Ishwaran got mad, not the elephant. Because while narrating the story, the Ishwaran gets so much excited that he stood up and he starts stamping his leg on on the floor. He was that kind of excitement was going on inside the mind of the narrator. So there he started like this. The elephant reached the outskirts. He was narrating the story while behaving that he is in the story. He is the elephant. So the elephant reached the outskirts of the town, breaking the fence down like a matchsticks. He would continue to became into the main road and smashed all the stalls selling fruits, mud pots, and clothes. When he reached the outskirts of the town, he destroyed all the things like flower pots, mud pots, and fence like a matchstick. You know what? If you will stick a matchstick on a page or something, or you will stick some matchsticks, you can you can make it in a two pieces, break it into individual pieces. So for him, it was like matchstick. People can shelter in panic. The elephant now entered a school ground where children were playing, breaking through the brick wall. All the boys ran into the classrooms and shut the doors tight. The beast grunted and wandered about, pulling out the football goal post, tearing down the volleyball net, kicking and flapping the drum beat from water, and uprooting the shrubs. The situation and the scenario was going profoundly bad. It was going very profoundly. And the scenario was like the mad elephant, the tusker is running across the town, destroying each and every things which comes in on the way of him, like football match, school, football ground, volleyball ground, shrubs, drums, and fruit stalls, fans, and many more things. The beast girl, meanwhile, all the all the teachers had climbed up to the terrace of the school building. From there they helplessly watched the depredation of the elephant. There was not a soul below on the ground. The streets were empty as if the inhabitants of the entire town suddenly disappeared. See, the situation was going very bad, as I said earlier. All the teachers went on the roof of the school and they helplessly watched the planned destruction that was being done by the great elephant. And not a single person was that much there or that much Salman Khan, that no one was there like Salman Khan who can go there and control that elephant with his empty hand. I was studying in the junior class at that time and I was watching the whole drama from a rooftop. I don't know what came over me suddenly. A current came from hand of one of the teachers and ran down the stairs and into the open. The elephant grunted and maniacally swung a branch of tree which it had in his trunk. He snapped his feet, kicking up a lot of mud and dust. It looked frightening, but I moved slowly towards it, stick in hand. People were watching the scene hypnotized from the nearby housetops. The elephant looked at me red. See, now the story goes on. The Iswaran used to say that I was in the junior standard at that time, and the situation was going worse. So I was also on the rooftop only. I was watching this as all the persons were watching. Suddenly, I took a can of something from my teacher's hand, and I went to downstairs in the open ground where the elephant was dancing with trees, and there I stopped. There I stopped. We will continue from this portion in the next lecture. Okay? We are now on the he kicks in the ground.